What up, Coach Colin Castell here with ShotMechanics Basketball, and welcome to another episode of the AskCoachC series. Alright, so if you're new to the AskCoachC series, basically I take your questions from the comment sections down below and then answer them in the next series video. So today we've got some great questions that I think are going to help all you guys out, so let's jump right into it.
All right, so question number one comes from Kendra Williams, and they want to know how they can finish with their offhand.
All right, super solid question. That's one that I actually get quite a bit. Now, finishing with your offhand is pretty tough, especially if you're really dominant with the one hand. Now, kind of the hardest part about finishing with your offhand is that you're just normally not getting as many reps with it. When you're younger, you're getting a lot of reps with your dominant hand, not as many with your left hand. So what I always try to do is I try to have my players double up their reps on the left side whenever we're doing drills. So no matter what we're doing when we're training or working, we might finish 10 with our right hand, but then finish 20 with our left. Or finish 5 with our right hand and finish 10 with our left. Generally, if you can double up those offhand drills, you're gonna get better faster, and it's gonna kind of catch up a little bit by little bit to your dominant hand. That's probably the best thing you can do. You know, there's really no kind of magic trick to be able to hit more like all of a sudden with it. It's just kind of a muscle memory thing that you have to kind of ingrain that way. So anytime you're working out in the gym, I would just double up your left-handed reps, and that will help you out quite a bit. Now this works for ball handling too, because I get the same question for ball handling quite a bit. So it's the same thing. If I'm doing in and out dribbles with my right hand, I might do 50 and then I might do 100 with my left hand if I'm trying to catch it up. That way, over time, you'll build up more reps and that muscle memory will catch right up.
All right, so the next question comes from Henry Gomez, and they just changed their shot to a higher release, and now they're lacking strength. They want to know if there's a drill that they can do to improve, or if it's something that will just come over time.
Ooh, I like it. Super solid question. Now, a lot of people change their shot and have this issue, right? Maybe they try to bring the ball up further in their shot pocket, or whatever it is. A lot of times people lose power when they change their shot. Now, there's really no drill to necessarily gain the power. It's more mechanically where your power is going to come from. So there's a few things that you can try. Number one, try tilting your feet just a little bit more. Sometimes when players change their form, their feet start to square back out. And when they do that, sometimes that gets more tension in their upper shoulders, and that can take away some of their power. The next thing you want to think about is adding a ball dip. A lot of players, when they're getting ready to shoot, will set the ball right here on a shelf and then go into their shot, and they don't get that upward momentum, right? If you can dip the ball down first as you go into your shot, that's gonna give you more power, it's gonna give you more rhythm, and ultimately it's gonna give you more range. I think about it a lot like a golf swing. As you bring the club back, right, you gotta bring it back to get that power going forward. If you're trying to hit a shot with a golf club just starting from the top, it's gonna be really hard to get that power, and your basketball shot's the same way. So try adding a ball dip down by your waistline or down to your mid-thighs and see if that helps get that power immediately. Now, the other thing that you can check out is your set point timing. This works really well if you can video yourself. I personally recommend the Up My Game app for iOS devices. I'll put the link in the description just so you can check it out. And basically all you do is you tape yourself and see when the ball's reaching that set point, right? If the ball's reaching your set point and your legs are still bended, that's a bad sign. That means that it's probably taking away some of your power because it's reaching your set point too early. Generally, if you watch the best shooters that have the best range, the ball reaches that set point as their legs are locking out and their toes are getting ready to leave the ground. So I definitely check that out and figure out if that's an issue that you're having, because that's something that I see with a lot of players' jump shots. And again, the Up My Game app's great because you can scroll through it, slow-mo. There's coaches like me inside the app that can give you tips and tricks. There's NBA players inside the app, so I definitely check that out if you're looking to get that extra range for sure. So it could be multiple things. Again, drills aren't necessarily going to be the fix. It's going to be more mechanically, so you're going to want to check out your own shot and figure it out from there.
All right, so the next question comes from Savannah, and they want to know how they can get block less.
Ooh, love this question. It's something that a lot of players happen when they drive inside of the paint. Now, generally when you get blocked, it's not because it wasn't a good enough move, it's because maybe you over penetrated. This is something I see a lot with younger players, is they make a move at the top of the key, everything's great, and then they put down one too many dribbles, get into the teeth of the defense, and then that's where the big guys can come get you with those blocks. So what I would highly recommend is I'd work on your finishing skills, but work on finishing a little bit further out from the hoop. Things like runners, floaters, scoop shots, up and unders. Those are all the types of things that you're going to want to work on because they're ways to kind of stop the big people before they get there to block your shot, right? So You can kind of think about guys like Steve Nash, right? Rajon Rondo in his prime. A lot of real shifty guards. Kyrie's really good at this. They don't necessarily get all the way to the rack every time. A lot of times they're going to finish before they get to that defender who's going to block them, right? So again, I would highly recommend working on runners, floaters, up and unders, maybe even pullbacks out of separation, right? That way you get that little bit of extra space, get the shot off before the defender can even get there. Generally, that's the fastest way to be able to finish. You know, other than that, you can use your body for contact to try to drive them off. I've got some videos on that you can check out. But those are probably the best ways to do it, right? Not necessarily trying to challenge somebody at the rim every time, but getting your shot off a little bit earlier, that way they can't block it. All right, hey, great questions, and I love you guys that watch this AskCoachC series because you guys are the hardcore fans that really want to get better. So for that, I super appreciate you watching. So because of that, if you're new to ShotMechanics, you're definitely gonna wanna do two things. Number one, click that subscription button down below because we put out videos every week and they're all gonna get you better, I guarantee it. The second thing you're gonna wanna do is click the link in the description as well and get a free copy of my #1 scoring workout. This scoring workout is probably going to change the way you think about your basketball training, and it's super effective. So I highly recommend you check that out, and it's free. So it doesn't get any better than that. And don't forget, if you want to be featured in the next episode of the AskCoachC series, just leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you see one that you like, thumbs up it, and then that way it'll be a topic that I discuss on the next one. All right. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castella. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash on.